To my Cleveland Browns fans, tap in. I'm Jazzy, and this is your verified Combine Week breakdown on players the Browns have been connected to, and how these moves shape the future around quarterback Shedeur Sanders. Cleveland has made real trade calls for two major wide receivers, Chris Olave and Marvin Harrison Jr. Multiple league reports confirm that Andrew Berry explored blockbuster trades for both players to upgrade the receiver room. At quarterback, the Browns have checked in on Malik Willis and Alabama's Ty Simpson. These names appear in confirmed reporting as depth and competition options, not replacements for Sanders. The goal is to raise the standard in the quarterback room while Sanders continues to grow. At the NFL Combine, Cleveland has now met with two wide receivers, Carnell Tate, wide receiver from Ohio State, a clean route runner who fits timing and rhythm concepts, and Mekhi Lemon, wide receiver from USC, a tough, polished playmaker with Amon-Ra St. Brown traits. Both meetings are confirmed and both fit the type of separator Cleveland wants around Shaduer. On defense, Cleveland held a formal combine meeting with Arvell Reese, linebacker from Ohio State, signaling real interest at the top of the draft. At running back, the only confirmed update is on Browns rookie Quinshon Judkins. He is officially out of his walking boot, progressing through rehab, and has begun pool running. Reports say he is on track for training camp. No specific RB prospects have been tied to Browns meetings.
And another wide receiver. But he told this lady, hey, look in the camera and tell Andrew Berry what I need. Shedeur Sanders was at the Palm Beach in Florida middle school talking to some kids, and he ran up on this lady and she was telling him about the rumors that was going on at the NFL Combine. Let's listen to Shedeur Sanders as he talked to this young lady about he needing that Marvin Harrison Jr.
What if I told you a rookie quarterback, a fifth-round pick, just walked into a middle school in Palm Beach, Florida, looked straight into a camera, and sent a message directly to his own general manager? No press conference, no agent, no filter, just Shedeur Sanders, raw, real, and unscripted, telling the world exactly what he needs to turn the Cleveland Browns into a winning football team. And the name he said? Marvin Harrison Jr. This isn't a rumor. This isn't clickbait. This actually happened. And Browns Nation, this might be the most important 15-second video of the entire 2026 NFL offseason. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to understand why this moment changes everything for Cleveland.
Harrison, on the other hand, everything that I was seeing the other night, that whole Kyler Murray situation in Arizona is a huge question mark. They don't know what is going on with the people are saying, oh yeah, we talked to him, and then other people are saying, no, they never talked, and everybody feels like they are parting ways once the new league year starts and that tampering, March 9th comes along and it's legal tampering day. Everybody feels that Kyler Murray will be on the beach. He'll be a free agent. And so if Murray's gone and their quarterback situation is completely uncertain because they're not getting Mendoza, so what are you going to do? Get some rookie who nobody there was so little interest in these quarterbacks in this draft. So if Marvin Harrison starts belly aching about that quarterback situation and wants out, and they are in a rebuild and they know there are a bunch of quarterbacks coming next year, they might just say, let's get some picks, let's send Marvin, we'll just go we'll go total rebuild. Because you're not winning a Super Bowl without a quarterback. Doesn't matter how good your wide receivers are. And so if they start to go down that road, I think this puts Marvin Harrison, I think it's a possibility. I'm not saying it's a great possibility right now today. I'm saying maybe 10, 15% right now. But I think the closer we get to free agency, that possibility could grow. If Marvin Harrison starts belly aching, man, he may want to get out of there, and we could have a chance. We could have an opportunity. And I mean, give up 24 for him and I don't know, a third or a fourth rounder? Would you, I guess it would all depend on what you do. It'd be nice if they took Jerry Jeudy, give him 24 and Jerry Jeudy for Marvin Harrison. I would do that. Why not? Let's go.
Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns, said he needs a number one wide receiver, and he mentioned Marvin Harrison Jr.
So here's exactly what went down. Shedeur Sanders was at a middle school in Palm Beach, Florida, not at a press conference, not at some fancy NFL event, just out in the community, talking to kids, being real. That right there already tells you something about this young man's character. Now, while he's out there, a woman walks up to him and starts telling him about the trade rumors swirling at the NFL Combine. She mentions that the Browns could potentially acquire Marvin Harrison Jr. from the Arizona Cardinals. And Shaduer, he doesn't hesitate. He doesn't give you some corporate, politically correct non-answer like most NFL quarterbacks would. No, he looks at this woman, points straight at the camera, and says, "Tell him. Tell Andrew Berry right there." The woman says it out loud, "Marvin Harrison, bring him." And Shaduer smiles and goes, "Now they'll know for sure." Ladies and gentlemen, that is your starting quarterback of the Cleveland Browns making a live trade request through a random camera at a middle school. I've been watching football for a long time, and I have never seen anything like that. That's the confidence. That's the personality. That's Shedeur Sanders, and he is not playing around. Now, before you say, okay, but who is Marvin Harrison Jr. and why does he matter so much? Let me break this down for you. Marvin Harrison Jr. came out of Ohio State University as the most talented wide receiver in the 2024 NFL draft class. This man was special in college. He was a dog, a genuine number one receiver who could take over games by himself. When he was selected 4th overall by the Arizona Cardinals, people thought they were watching the beginning of a Hall of Fame career. His rookie year, 885 yards, 8 touchdowns. Solid. Not spectacular, but solid for a team still figuring things out. Then came 2025. Injuries derailed his season. Arizona's quarterback situation was a mess, and MHJ finished with just 68 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Cardinals' offense actually looked better without him in the lineup, and that, Browns fans, that tells you this isn't a talent problem. That is an environment problem. Marvin Harrison Jr. does not need to be fixed. He needs to be freed. And right now, the Arizona Cardinals are in full rebuild mode. Reports are coming out that they're ready to move on from Kyler Murray. They're trying to collect draft assets. They're cutting bait, which means Marvin Harrison Jr. could be available, and the Cleveland Browns have already made that call to Arizona, according to SB Nation's Jared Mueller. Andrew Berry has at least touched base on acquiring MHJ. That's not speculation anymore. That is confirmed.
Talking to a young lady right there in Palm Beach, Florida, at a middle high school where Shaduer was, talking to some kids saying that, hey, yeah, tell Andrew Berry what you just said. Tell Todd Michael what you just said. Marvin Harrison Jr. I need him for a number one wide receiver. Now, Marvin Harrison Jr. is a wide receiver at the Arizona Cardinals right now. He just finished his 2nd season, as you see right there on the screen.
Let me paint you a picture of what Cleveland's offense could look like if this trade happens. You've got Shedeur Sanders under center, a quarterback who, despite being a 5th-round pick, went 3-4 in 7 starts as a rookie. He didn't have an offensive line. He didn't have a true number one receiver. Jerry Jeudy led the entire NFL in dropped passes last season, and yet Shedeur Sanders stood in that pocket, took hits, and kept competing. Now, imagine you give that same quarterback Marvin Harrison Jr. on the outside. You slide Jerry Jeudy to the 2 spot, where he's actually more comfortable. You've got Harold Fannin Jr. at tight end, who is already being called a future star. You've got Quinshawn Judkins coming back healthy at running back, and Cleveland still has 2 first-round picks in the upcoming April draft, meaning they could add another elite receiver from a class that includes Cornell Tate from Ohio State, Jordan Addison, and multiple other top talents. Build that offense around Shedeur Sanders, and folks, you are no longer talking about a rebuilding team. You are talking about one of the most dangerous young offenses in the entire AFC. Hansford Dixon, former Cleveland Brown, a man who knows real talent when he sees it, he said it best. Quote, "You give that boy some weapons, I honestly believe that boy is going to make everybody look good." That's not just hype. That's a man who played in this league, who watches film, who understands what a quarterback needs to succeed. And he's telling you Shedeur Sanders is the real deal.
Was injured, didn't get a chance to play, and also Marvin Harrison was injured also. He didn't play in a 17-game season. But if Cleveland make a trade for him, he would be their number one wide receiver, and that will be a good look. Then you can slide Jerry Jeudy to the second best wide receiver, and you still can go in the draft. You still can go in the draft and get another wide receiver, because on yesterday.
Now here's where I need to keep it real with you, Browns fans, because this is sports talk, and we don't do fake optimism here. Shedeur Sanders still has to earn that starting spot. Andrew Berry has said publicly that no decision has been made at quarterback. Deshaun Watson is still in the building. There are reports the Browns have Malik Willis and even Alabama's Ty Simpson on their radar. But here's what Shedeur's moment in Palm Beach tells us, and this is important. This young man is not sitting back and waiting to see what happens. He is not being passive. He is not hoping management figures it out. He walked into a middle school, spotted a camera, and used it as a direct line to his general manager. That is leadership. That is the mentality of a number one quarterback. You don't do that if you're not confident. You don't do that if you don't believe in yourself. And in Cleveland, a city that has watched quarterbacks come and go for 3 decades, that kind of confidence, that kind of boldness, that is exactly what this franchise has been starving for. And the former Browns players see it too. Dixon and his crew aren't just being nice, they're being honest. They're saying the people who passed on Shedeur Sanders in the draft are gonna regret it. And maybe, just maybe, the Browns front office is starting to realize they accidentally got one of the most competitive quarterbacks in this entire draft class. So here's where we are, Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders has made his message crystal clear. He wants Marvin Harrison Jr. The Browns have already made contact with Arizona. The Cardinals are willing to deal. Cleveland has the draft picks to make it happen. And the former players who know this game better than any analyst on television are saying this quarterback is the real deal. The only question left is this: will Andrew Berry make the move? Drop a yes or no in the comments section right now. Should the Cleveland Browns trade for Marvin Harrison Jr. and give Shedeur Sanders his number one receiver? And if you're new to the channel, welcome to Sports Talk. We keep it real, we keep it honest, and we keep it Cleveland. Hit that subscribe button. We're going live, and it's going to be a good one. Peace.